Oh, man.
Charles, I have a confession to make. I am your father. Okay, only in the show.
No, you're not.
How do you know?
Now I'm concerned.
Actually, so am I. Let's drink.
Sanja.
And to you.
The news is out. It's been a few days since we got the word. We lost a great man of the stage and of cinema. Great man of sci-fi. Some would say one of the fathers of modern sci-fi. We lost James Earl Jones. Great man, great actor, amazing pedigree. Born in Mississippi.
All the great ones come from Mississippi.
It's true, we do.
I was just gonna say world's best dad.
World's best. Twice over.
Aside from the fact that his children kissed each other, but you know.
Yeah, well.
I almost said he is from Mississippi. I'm so
We're from
sorry.
Mississippi. It's our cousins. Alabama's their sisters.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I don't actually mean that.
Cut that.
We'll cut that. I'll send it to you.
You know what's kind of weird to think about though, right? Because in Star Wars, his children kiss each other, right? In Lion King, he was
Technically.
the king of that pride, right? Which means he sired all of those lions and lionesses and all that.
We try not to think too hard about these things.
So if we're really being honest here
I'm not lying.
and not lying about it, Simba and Nala, same pride.
I'm seeing a theme. It's like in Field of Dreams, where
Where he walks out of the cornfield because they have to ease his pain,
there's no connection. I'm sorry.
and then Shoeless Joe wears shoes for some reason.
You're right. That totally makes
You
sense.
know?
Yeah.
See?
We solved the mystery here.
Did.
I don't even know what we're solving.
Neither do I.
Hello, Shakespeare, Star Wars, and Scotch fans. This is a bit of a tough one today, but I wanted to send in my thoughts because I know Philip and Charles are going to give their thoughts, and thank you, Philip and Charles, for allowing me to give a few points. Now I don't just know James Earl Jones as Darth Vader. I also know him as Mufasa, and I'll get into that in just a minute. But I'll start with the creation of Darth Vader. The character is so incredibly interesting in terms of creating a villain. He takes on 3 roles, this character. 1 is the enforcer. 2 is the sort of stalking monster that is calm and collected the entire time, in full control. And then finally he becomes the sympathetic villain. And to think about that, you can just make 3 separate villains from each of those traits. Part of that does come from James Earl Jones. His voice was so impressively deep, and he could get a wide range of emotions from very, very little. And yet that was the whole point of George Lucas. He had a vision, and he helped carry it out. And to this day, I base villains off of that villain. And he's just incredible for bringing his voice to that, and incredibly entertaining. For me, though, one of the characters I probably studied more than Darth Vader was Mufasa. Mufasa, to me, is one of the rare few good father figures to exist in mainstream media, kids media, and maybe just pure cinema altogether. Because he captured a character that he was a father, he was also a king. He provided the authoritarian figure that was also gentle at the same time. He was dopey a little bit. He was also funny, and he related, and he wanted to be with his son. But then when his son would mess up, or his son would be first taken, he would do anything for that son of his. He would tear through anything that was needed to in order to do so. But also, my biggest thing is how he corrects his son. He knows his son messed up big time, and for him to stay firm on what he is, to become a rock, and to let his son know you did what was wrong. But he doesn't just let his son dwell with the guilt and then cut himself off from his son. When his son has realized what he has done is wrong, and Mufasa lays out the consequences to him, what does he do? He then tries to rebuild his son and regain the trust that may have been lost. And it's so interesting to see James Earl Jones play two fathers, one who was not a good father, and the other who was. And I got lost more in, like I would say, in Mufasa, but I can't deny the impact that Vader had on my life and on so many else's life. So, this is to you, sir. Thank you for creating characters that we can be inspired by, whether to create villains that we are not ever wanting to become, but also playing characters and ideals that we do wish that we could become. So, thank you for just the entertainment. You've touched so many other people to be inspired and to give us good memories in days that were tough. So, to you, sir.
Raise a glass to Mr. James Earl Jones.
Absolutely.
Thank you for creating the most iconic villain voice in all of cinema.
Yeah.
To you, Slanjava.
And preserving Pride Rock.